y'all, it's Cindy Toucher, and got Cindy Cobb here today. Cindy. We should have flanked them so that we could have a Cindy sandwich like we did with Wyatt.
Wyatt gets all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Story of my life. Martha Allen
and Robert St. John. And a lot of you are already familiar with Robert St. John. He has three restaurants now?
6 restaurants.
Six. I'm not good at math.
Yeah.
A couple of bars. You do the article in the paper once a week.
Got a column and several newspapers.
Yes, and he's run multiple ones. Yeah. And you know, I was trying to think this morning how long I've known you and how I met you. And I met you when you and Wyatt were doing your first.
That's your first book. 2001 or 2000, somewhere.
I thought it was the end of the 90s.
It could have been.
It was the end of the 90s because I bought a painting that's in that book and hung it at the house that I moved out of.
Yeah, so maybe 99.
Anyway, but that's almost 20 years. Yeah. And we have not changed one bit. Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
And speaking of, today is somebody's birthday.
Oh, it's my birthday. 57 today.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. I made it.
I'm
happy to be here.
We won't sing, don't worry.
Don't worry.
We would lose our audience very fast.
Very quickly.
But one of the things that you've done for the last 10 years is a nonprofit called Extra Table. Right. And Martha is actually the executive director of Extra Table. And tell us what this is and what y'all do.
Yeah, so Extra Table is a nonprofit that helps supply mission pantries and soup kitchens throughout Mississippi with healthy food. That's basically the bottom line. How it started in 2009, I got a phone call from a place called Edward Street Fellowship Center. It's a mission pantry. A mission pantry is where people or families go when they can't quite make ends meet and need a little help in getting the pantry full. And they get a box or a bag of food. A soup kitchen, obviously, they feed on premise or Meals on Wheels type things.
Okay.
So Edward Street is a mission pantry. They were feeding about 800 families a month at that time, and I got a call, and they were out of food. They had no food. The shelves were empty, and they were obviously worried that they weren't going to be able to take care of their clients in about 2 days. They called me and said, "Robert, is there any way you can help?" And I said, "Sure." And I thought the quickest, best, easiest way to probably give them some assistance would be call my food service distributor, Cisco, and put together an order, and then just have the order drop shipped to the agency. And we did that. The food got the food delivered, and they were able to feed their clients. And I started thinking at that point in time, I bet more people would give and give more freely if there were an easier kind of vehicle to make that happen. And so I went to Cisco and I said, "I've got an idea. What if every business and every home in Mississippi had an extra table where they could feed those in need? You know, what would that look like?" And I said, "Guys, will you partner with me? And you sell me food wholesale and in bulk and deliver it." And they said, "We're in." They didn't even hesitate.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So Extra Table was born, and we planted our flag at that time on 2 things. One, whenever we receive donations, 100% of that donation will go to purchase food. There's nothing that goes to administrative costs or delivery costs or anything. 100% goes to food. And we buy food wholesale and in bulk. And so the money, if you wanted to go to the grocery store, fill a shopping cart for $500 and then take it to Christian Services here in Jackson, one of our agencies, you could do that. We could take that same $500 and probably fill up 2 shopping carts, and we deliver it for them. So that's kind of how it works. Wow. We raise money. We use that money, and the last Wednesday of every month, Martha Allen makes a phone call to Cisco, and we're in well over 30 agencies, being over 90 agencies in Mississippi before the end of the year. That's a statewide charity run by one person. It's a pretty amazing thing. So the other thing we planted our flag on, it's always going to be healthy food.
That's good.
To be honest with you, I was a little skeptical early on that there was even a hunger problem in Mississippi. Really, I'm like, this is America. You know, I can see some third world, maybe Central American country having a problem feeding their population, but not Mississippi. So I just kind of went on a tour, and I went to these soup kitchens and mission pantries all across, and my eyes were open like the first day. I learned there is a huge problem. 670,000 Mississippians suffer from what the government calls food insecurity. Over 200,000 of those are kids who eat a school breakfast, a school lunch, and don't eat again until the next day. It's a real thing. Over 125,000 of those are seniors who are right now trying to figure out, can I pay the light bill or can I go to the grocery store? And so we believe that's unacceptable. We took business practices and applied them to a 501c3 nonprofit. And so we did. I learned quickly that there's a huge problem, and I mean, my eyes were open, and now we're doing something about it.
So I have a question. If I were one of these families, and thank God I'm not, and my eyes were opened when I went to the stew pot 9 years ago and handed out food, I could not believe the numbers just right here in Jackson. And so if I were in need, how would I go about finding you and being a recipient of the groceries, I guess you would say?
There are a couple of different ways, and you'd be surprised. Food is our most basic need. I mean, you know, you can pretty much get water wherever you want, but food is the thing, and you'll be surprised. People who need food know the places where to get, and there are agencies all over Mississippi feeding the hungry. The problem is they can't keep the shelves filled. And so that's what we do. So, you know, to learn more about Extra Table, people who want to give, you go to extratable.org. But people in those communities know where to go. And there are pantries and soup kitchens in every community across the state.
And we do have the occasional call. They call us directly, and so we connect them with our partner agencies that are the boots on the ground feeding people throughout the state. But Robert's right. They know where to find food. Food is hope. Food is comfort. Food is something that we all should have.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Martha, there's a big event coming up this Thursday.
Huge.
That sounds like so much fun for people who are in shape.
No need to be in shape. 1 mile fun ride. Do you remember how short a mile is on a bike? It's like around the block. We can all do this. Bring your stationary bike and just pedal.
So tell us, what is the name of the event and what it actually is?
So it's called Witches Ride, Extra Table Witches Ride. And Fondren After 5 is a standing event here in Jackson that has great attendance. So Extra Table is kind of taking over Fondren After 5 this Thursday. So you can show up at 5 and at 5:30 enter your pet in a costume in the pet costume contest. You can show up at 5 again and enter a painted pumpkin, come with it decorated and ready to roll, and win a great gift certificate from Hal and Mouse for entering in that.
Wow.
And the grand finale of the evening is going to be the Witches Ride at 6:30. So we're calling it Casting Out Hunger One Broom at a Time. So we're asking for you to, to get your, you know, the word flamboyant is actually a group of flamingos. I didn't know that. But, so grab your gaggle of girls and join us. But, you know, throw on your witch's outfit or just go grab a good hat on the way down to Fondren and make the lap with us, because we want to raise awareness that there is a hunger problem in Mississippi. We want to do something fun to pull more people out, to educate them on the need that is here in Jackson as well. The money raised from this event will go to Stew Pot, like you mentioned, Gateway, Madcap, and Wells Food Pantry. So we're excited to get people to gather and have a fun evening, but the food money raised stays local, so the impact's going to be huge.
So what's the cost?
It's $20 to register to ride. It's $10 to enter a pet, and it's $5 to enter a pumpkin.
Oh,
and our wonderful partner, Cisco, that we could not do what we do without, is showing the 25th anniversary movie Hocus Pocus, free and open to the public. So as the sun sets, that movie will start.
Oh, how fun.
So you can't beat, you've got hundreds of women dressed up in witch costumes on bikes. Where else but in Fondren are you going to come across something like that? And it benefits those in need. You gotta come.
We were talking about the parade earlier. It's a short bike ride. You know, it's literally a spin around Fondren one time, no hills. So you can use this as your prep for the St. Patty's Day parade. You know, you've got to dust the dust off your boots and get out there and get active. So this is a good time to see how much walking you've got to do between now and then.
Yes, because speaking of the St. Patrick's Day parade, we've got the Grand Marshal here with us today.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun too. So do you have any other events? I didn't ask you before. But any other events coming up that we should be looking out for?
Absolutely. I strongly encourage everybody to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and watch our website because I'm 6 months into this, so things are changing and updating every day. Our next big activity is going to be partnering with SIG Fraternity on the USM campus for a chili cook-off. So we're looking for all kinds of attendance and sponsorship and partners. And then we all know November and the end of the year is a big time for hunger awareness. So we will have a huge celebration around the National Day of Giving. So we're looking for partners right now, and it's going to be a lot of people that go all in for this. We'll kind of do almost a telethon on the day of with our board members and partners throughout the community. But it'll be statewide awareness of Extra Table, what we do, our statistics in the state, and how you can partner more closely to make a difference. And
Well, that's really good to know that, yeah.
it is, sorry to interrupt, but Extra Table is just so unique because 100% of what we do is going to make a difference in the community where you live. So if you live on the coast and you donate, that money's going to stay on the coast. If you live in the Delta and you donate, that money's going to stay in the Delta. And I think that drives a lot more people to give because it's affecting your own backyard. And
we love money that stays in Mississippi.
Absolutely.
We love the South, but we live here, and I love every organization I look into. I say, how much does Mississippi actually get? So that's a big point.
Yeah.
and that's really cool. And the efficiency and effectiveness in which we are able to order, purchase, and deliver, it's pretty magical. So we love the food pantries and soup kitchens and the communities that we're able to support, the lives we're able to change.
Most of those places are run on volunteer. The bulk of what's going on are volunteer labor. A lot of it are seniors. And what we learned early on when we started going into mission pantries and soup kitchens, they're running with volunteer labor, seniors, and they're having to go somewhere, get 50-pound bags of rice, 50-pound bags of beans. They're using more volunteer labor, more volunteer hours to separate those into 1 pound, Ziploc bags. What Extra Table does, once that organization or agency puts together an order, we deliver it directly to the door. 1 pound bags of rice, 1 pound bags of beans. It's all healthy food, low fat proteins, low sugar fruits, low sodium vegetables, healthy grains, and
Cisco special orders the things that we can't get locally. They're an incredible partner in order to bring the proper serving size of food to the people that need it in an easy manner.
we deliver it directly to the door. It's a win-win-win on several levels.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is.
What
It's
a great
amazing.
idea, and I'm just really happy that you've done this, and I'm proud to know you. And I do want to say, going back to the witches, the good witch, Glenda,
Right.
is watching.
Yeah,
So
we
Glenda,
love
the
Glenda.
good
I was
witch.
telling Martha about Glenda earlier. Hey Glenda,
Hey,
how are you?
Glenda, we love you.
Hey, Mama.
She's probably writing this to us right now.
My mother loves Robert.
I heard.
She thinks he is a rock star.
He is a rock star.
He is a rock star.
She's a woman
right.
with excellent taste.
Well, I know she's got excellent taste, so I hope to see her on Thursday night at the Witches Ride.
Yes, Glenda the Good Witch needs to be on a bicycle riding around Pine.
That's it.
We're gonna
right.
video that, Glenda.
That we will be vlogging that live for sure if that happens. But even if you can't get on the bicycle,
Come
which-
support.
come support. It sounds like it's gonna just be people watching. It's gonna be worth it. But then you can always enter a pumpkin or
Bring your pet.
bring your pet.
Hey, volunteers are always needed. And, just support. There's organizations that need our support here in Jackson. So coming out and making a donation, raising money, eating in the restaurants in Fondren is another great way to help. Howlin' Mouse, Pig and Pint, the Beacon. There's a lot of restaurants that are partnering with us to do 10% give back. So go eat dinner and you're helping me out with Extra Table.
Is that just for the day of the event?
That's just for the evening of the event, yeah. So Howlin' Mouse, Pig and Pint, and the Beacon. If you need a bike before Thursday, go to the Beacon. They've got 10% off all their bikes. So
I just want the stationary bike and a photo on it.
I think I'll work on that for you for
I may
Thursday.
wear a witch's wig and maybe an outfit, but I just am not gonna have a bicycle.
I got a
I'm just too
whole
old.
pile of props, and I'll find you a bike. We got
That's all
that.
great. It's
Get
all
ready,
good.
viewers. You've got a good photo
Yeah.
op coming up.
I told them if I rode the bike, they need to have paramedics on hand because even if it is just 1 mile, if you hadn't done it in 20, 30, 40 years,
The seat would probably not feel very good.
that's it.
But you can wear a pillow. What I love about around the town in the South, and I love about Cindy, is the connections that we have through people, and we learn so much. Just in the last 10 weeks we've been doing this, and I had no idea about this extra table, and I wish I had, when you started in 2009, because what a difference it would have made in my life to know, hey, what I'm giving to is actually staying here. So I thank you, and thank you for being on here with us. And, if nothing else, if you don't get anything out of these vlogs, know that we have a charitable heart. We love Mississippi and the South. And watch these vlogs, because you get to see a way to give back in more ways than just money. Like she said, volunteer. If you don't have the money, come out and volunteer. Be a part of the community. Know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for being here today, and thank y'all for watching. And we couldn't do this without our sponsors, so I want to just mention our first sponsor today is Posh Maternity. If you have anybody in your life who needs maternity clothes, Neela Gillespie, who owns it, has the cutest maternity clothes. She has special occasion clothes. I know when my daughter was pregnant, she went there, she got cute little things for her baby showers. She's got clothes that can help you transition until you get back into your real clothes. But and you probably would keep wearing them because they're so comfortable.
I'm still transitioning.
Are you transitioning?
I'm getting in my real clothes yet.
That's those square donuts. I mean,
About 7 months.
And
Village Boutique in Madison, Mississippi. Dana and Kayla are awesome. We love that they support us and they sponsor us. They're on Main Street in Madison. She's got some of the cutest game day clothes. Right now, football is the biggest thing, which I'm a big football fan, as y'all know. So pop in there, see those girls. They'll help you out on that.
all right, well, thank y'all, and we'll be seeing you around the town.